Yes, everybody, hello and welcome back to the transfer talk for Stretford Paddock. My name is Omar. I'm going to be giving you the latest transfer news, and there seems to be a lot of transfer news going around, especially with three major incoming deals, and they circulate around Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, and Paulo Dybala. Now, we'll start off with Bruno Fernandes, and Gianluca Di Marzio has reported that United are close to reaching an agreement for Bruno Fernandes, and the negotiation is in its final stages. Di Marzio has also suggested that the deal also indirectly affects Sampdoria, Bruno Fernandes' last club, who they signed from Sporting in 2017 for 8.5 million, and will receive a 10% future resale value. Well, the thing is, there could be a lot of credibility in this because Gianluca Di Marzio is an Italian journalist, obviously, and he may have close links to Sampdoria. But the thing is, we haven't heard anything from the English press at all. And Simon Stone has come out after this and saying that United have consistently briefed against the Fernandes deal during the tour. Whether this is a negotiation tactic remains to be seen. Now, Fernandes' stats for Sporting are actually ridiculous. 53 appearances, 32 goals, 18 assists, 5.83 shots per goal, 3.35 shots per game, and a pass completion rate of 75%. I don't think we've seen those stats from a midfielder since probably Frank Lampard, I think, was the last person who scored those amount of goals from midfield. And he would obviously improve Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side. The only way I can see him fitting into this is fitting that attacking midfielder role, and then maybe Pogba as a box-to-box midfielder, and then maybe you've got a McTominay or Andreas Pereira as a CDM. But from the looks of it, it might be happening, but I think you need a few more reports, to be honest, to actually confirm what potentially might happen here, because at the moment, Di Marzio is a reliable journalist. Let's not get that wrong. But I think we need a few more credible sources. Abola claimed that that Bruno Fernandes wants to play in the Portuguese Super Cup, but that might be his last match with Sporting. The Gazzetta dello Sport's Nicola Shearer claims United have butchered that. United have a total agreement with Fernandes, but Sporting have asked him to play in the Super Cup against Benfica. I mean, it looked like from his last game that would be his last game. I mean, there was talk of him crying, but it looked like he was crying, but I don't know, there was not any official confirmation, to be fair. But this is a sign I'd like to see happen personally. He is an elite midfielder, and he'd offer a bit more creativity alongside Paul Pogba. And if we got him in midfield, I mean, goals galore, maybe assists galore as well. Let us know what you think in the comments about that. But I think he would be a brilliant signing. All right, moving on to Harry Maguire. Now, last night, Fabrizio Romano, who's a Tier 1 journalist, he works for Gianluca Di Marzio as well, claimed that United will have new contacts soon with Leicester for Harry Maguire. Ed Woodward is working on this deal and strongly wants to sign the centre-back Solskjaer has asked. Talks are ongoing, player is pushing, but Leicester have to decide soon. Now, it seems like this deal has been dragging out for ages. I mean, there's always been this talk about Leicester pushing hard for £90 million, but United playing hardball as well. But we don't seem any close to a conclusion, really. I mean, Di Marzio's come out and said today that an agreement has been reached, but I'm a little bit sceptical because Di Marzio is an Italian journalist, so how would he have any info about United? Simon Stone, the BBC, still claims that Leicester and Manchester United remain apart in their valuation for Maguire. Rumours spread of a deal being close after he missed training. He later returned to training today. If we're going off these rumours, I'd be happy to incline with Simon Stone from the BBC, because I think he knows more about the Maguire deal, seeing as he is a reputable English journalist and has good knowledge on English-based reports. And obviously, Maguire would massively improve us. In fact, I actually think he fits so well with Lindelof, in terms of Lindelof lacks in his heading ability. Maguire is elite in that department. 31 appearances, 152 clearances, 77 headed clearances, 181 duels won, 118 aerial duels won, 3 goals, and a pass completion rate of 84%. Now, we've seen from Lindelof as well that he loves to play from the back, and we've seen with Solskjaer's system he loves to play from the back. If we get a defender like Harry Maguire in, think about how he would improve that defence massively. I know a lot of people have been talking about wanting Kalidou Koulibaly, and then before De Ligt moved to Juventus, we wanted De Ligt as well. But you've got to think about the position we're in. We're not in the Champions League. Harry Maguire is a brilliant, brilliant defender, and the stats prove it. Again, let us know what you think in the comments about Harry Maguire, because I think he would be an unbelievable signing, and hopefully we get some good news sooner or later. Well, obviously this is good news coming from Di Marzio, but it would be nice to see a few more English journalists coming out with backing the claims. What remains to be seen, though, is if that will happen. Hopefully, though, as I said, we'll hear some news later on in the week. Now, moving on to Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala is a fantastic player. The thing with Dybala is that I don't know, I can't see him coming personally, but especially if we sign Bruno Fernandes, because how do you occupy those two? I mean, you could argue that Fernandes could play the box-to-box midfielder role, but it just leaves us so defensively weak in the midfield. Fabrizio Romano claimed that Juventus are preparing a proposal of offering Dybala for Lukaku, but are requesting additional cash on top from United. Juventus would accept 20 to 30 million euros plus Lukaku for Dybala. And don't get me wrong, Paulo Dybala is brilliant, as I said. Let's go back to 2015-16 when Paul Pogba and Paulo Dybala were in the same Juventus side. So the most take-ons they had for that whole team were Paul Pogba 102, Paulo Dybala 92. Most chances created, Paulo Dybala 73, Paul Pogba 54. With goal involvements, Paulo Dybala 28, Paul Pogba 20. So obviously you can see they occupy each other and they could bring the best out of each other's game. But Dybala had an off season last season. Maybe that was because Cristiano Ronaldo played and came in. But you've got to worry. There's rumours of him being inconsistent. Well, there's not rumours. We've seen he can be a bit inconsistent. But is he that stellar signing that Ed Woodward loves? Yes. Will he sell shirts? Yes. I think he would be. I think he would be a good signing, but I just don't see how you can fit Pogba, Fernandes, and Dybala in the same team. So, Gazzetta dello Sport, Corriere dello Sport, claimed that the Lukaku-Dybala exchange is on safe tracks. Inter not totally out of the race, but the feeling is the deal between Juve and United will be done. It could fail if Dybala refuses to move, but the feeling is he will be convinced. There's optimism a deal will go through. And this backs up claims from Alfredo Pagula. So Alfredo Pagula is a journalist that has reputable links to Maurizio Sarri. And as we well know, Maurizio Sarri is the manager of Juventus. And he's come out and said that Juventus will ask Paulo Dybala to move to Manchester United. Sarri will tell him he will not be part of their plans due to tactics. I mean, as I said, Paulo Dybala, unbelievable player. And if Ed Woodward pulls all 3 deals off, unbelievable scenes. But how get it in the comments? How can we fit Dybala, Fernandes, and Pogba into the same midfield? Because I'm a bit confused as to that, really. Maybe Dybala in that false 9 number 10. That's the only place I can see him. But you could argue that Fernandes could only play that. I mean, I know there's talk of Fernandes being able to play in the box-to-box midfield position, but arguably his strongest attributes are in the box-to-box midfield, are in the attacking midfielder position. Let us know what you think in the comments as well. Please like and share and subscribe if you're new. And we will see you very soon.